Hey, how you doing today? Making another video, and it's about two things. So, Whoopi Goldberg pretty much got upset about what's her name? Deborah Messing. It's the lady off of Will and Grace, but she wanted to push a list out of all the people who donated to Trump, and that's stupid, And she wanted the to basically have him publicly shamed. Now, this is the same exact tactic that Julian Castro did, or I guess his brother did, in trying to, make easy access or compile a list of all the donors supporting President Trump. Now, when Julian Castro did it, or his brother did it, they went out of their way to omit the Hispanic donors while pushing this race-based narrative. And look, I get it. Racism does exist, but it's not everywhere, you look. It's not like that. In fact, I argue that, I believe that racism is decreasing, Just my opinion, but I believe that it's starting to decrease at this point, because, people of different races are understanding, that of certain more understanding of certain problems that different communities may face. Okay. Especially if it happens to them. Okay, so that's just kind of how that goes. Thank you, Whoopi Goldberg. My personal opinion, thank you, for calling this mess out. It's really getting redundant at this point and ridiculous, and people are making it way too obvious of them trying to instigate chaos, these bad feelings, and harvest all this negative energy and anger, hoping to incite violence. And that's just my point on it. Okay. If you support Hillary Clinton, you support Hillary Clinton. If you support Donald Trump, you support Donald Trump. Okay? Now, I might not like it if you support Hillary Clinton, but I'm not gonna go crazy, try to destroy your life and dox you and gather up mobs of people like Antifa and try to knock your head off your shoulders with a baseball bat while, calling police officers that may be black coons and sellouts, and also assaulting police officers with deadly weapons. I mean, because that's how far it can get. So, it's stupid. Grow up. Okay? Grow up. I'm nobody special. I'm not no big shot or anything like that. I'm just a regular guy. But I'll just say it, all you high and mighty conscious folks with all your little money, the elite, whatever you think you are, grow the hell up. Just grow up. Okay? So yeah, that's for that part. Now for the other part, I think it's really important to acknowledge like the shooting that happened in West Texas, in Odessa, Texas. It was bad, totally against it, but nobody will ever believe me, but I've seen this happening from about 10 years ago, that these types of things would begin to happen, especially after President Trump became president. But I'm not going to go all deep into it. It's just, you recognize the pattern, and that's just kind of how it goes. Now, here's the thing. People are expressing all this outrage, and I completely agree. It's wrong, for these mass shootings to be happening and stuff like that. But it's stunning how people tend to ignore what's happening in, for example, in Chicago. You know, apparently when it's black on black crime, or when it's people of color on other people of color crime, and you have skyrocketing murder rates, I think over 40 something people were shot, in Chicago over the weekend, and this is a pattern. It's a problem, and it's a pattern. And then I see, Ted Cruz, I guess wants to, talk about it. And I look at my little Twitter or whatever. Now I'm back on Twitter. And long story short, a lot of the crimes are by handguns, number one. Number two, there is a lack of reporting and a lack of outrage in these inner cities, which so happen, a lot of times, people of color, are there, But even with that being said, here in Texas, we have a lot of rural area. There are bad black people, there are bad white people. Black people get down on their luck, white people get down on their luck, But I don't think it's fair, for these politicians to go out of their way talking about they want to buy back everybody's guns or all that. The shooter in Odessa failed a background check. So we know that background checks work. Hello. Surprise. But I guess that's just, it's an agenda. It's a political agenda, and I'm a strong believer in the Second Amendment, right? We have a right to protect ourselves, if our government grows too large and bloated to the point it becomes tyrannical, the framers of our Constitution, crafted it in such a way where there would be a balance of powers. There would be checks and balances, okay? Between the governments, between the people themselves and the government, and all that. The states, the districts, yada, yada, yada. So long story short, it makes me feel uncomfortable, how quickly these Democrats keep pushing for this gun control thing, and if you know anybody from, Central America or South America, they may tell you some type of stories about, them having their weapons taken away, and then the government just, becomes all tyrannical. And they end up wanting to leave their country to come to America because of that. Or, the people in Hong Kong. I saw a sign, I guess that was confirmed by some protester in Hong Kong. They want to have the Second Amendment. When you're getting beat down by the police batons, and you're getting shot with, spray cans or chemical weapons or whatever, that leaves people pretty much defenseless. Imagine the amount of pain and suffering. If you have any humanity in you, imagine the amount of pain and suffering that a lot of these people go through just because they want to have human rights. They want to have the freedoms that we have here in America. From Latin America all the ways over to China. It's funny how that works. Then on the flip side, we have these people in Antifa that are just trying to stir up chaos any which way they can. The last time they did it was over a straight pride parade, which is ridiculous. People want to be straight, they're proud of it. Cool. If it's a man or if it's a woman, cool. Whatever. You have a gay pride. Me as a Christian, I disagree with it, but I can respect you and your humanity, to not want to go out and beat you down because you're gay. It's not complicated. So anyways, that's it. Like the video, share, subscribe. God bless America. See you later.